Evening folks, and welcome back to the channel. My name's Mark Campbell and I am your host. Tonight on YTCSC I am going to be talking about, which you've probably heard the news, an early transfer option for Celtic, which, as you can see, it's kind of blown my mind. It's not something I expected to be on talking about, but one that is very interesting and I think worthy of a wee 10-minute video for you guys to have a look at. Before we go any further, we'll do some housekeeping. Please click the subscribe button. Just do it. Just get it clicked. 80% of people still watching aren't subscribed, so do it. Help us get to that 1,888. We're a couple of hundred away, 300 away, I think we are, from that magic number, so please help us get there. We also, to everyone who has been watching for a while, we do a giveaway every month. This month it's a wee canvas poster. The poster is of it's a Billy McNeil strip. You can see the black and white background, it's lovely. You've got the Billy McNeil strip with his signature on it, and then at the bottom here you've got all the trophies he won. You've got some pictures here, pictures with the Lisbon Lions, pictures of him lifting the European Cup, and the big man in a tackle there. It would look lovely on a wall, whether it's a Celtic wall or not a Celtic wall, it would look cracking somewhere. Now, you can either, just dropped a wee bit, you can either have that for yourself, it's absolutely free, or you can give it to son, daughter, grandson, granddaughter. I'm repeating myself. I'm going to do this to the end of the month, and then we'll give that away. I'll get that posted away. All you need to do is just comment that you want to be in the draw. That's it. Just comment that you want to be in the draw. Nothing else. Okay, let's get into the video then. Right, let's talk about today's big transfer story. Can't believe we're actually saying that in October, a full 2.5 months ahead of January. I'm blown away, but it's one that's caught a lot of Celtic fans off guard, myself including, and I bet you sitting watching this will feel the same. So reports are suggesting that Celtic are ready to splash around £6 million, which is a heavy fee for us, by the way, on 20-year-old midfielder Bobby Clark. Now, Clark's got a near-perfect footballing background. He came through Liverpool's Academy. I remember the kid breaking in and getting his game time, and I thought he looked very, very good. So he was very highly rated there. He made 14 appearances under Jurgen Klopp. That included some cup games, European cameos. I think he scored in Europe. I'm pretty sure he scored in Europe, or maybe it was the cup game. Can't remember, but I know he scored a goal in either of those two. He then moved on to RB Leipzig. I think that midfield was just too hot for him to break into, and he wanted to go and play football. And that's fair enough. You see it all over the place. Young guys want to go and play football. RB Leipzig came in, didn't quite work out for him there. So he got loaned out then to Derby County in the English Championship. He's racked up around 10 games. I think he's played in every game this season so far. So the pedigree's there for sure, and technically very good. We know that he's got quality in that department. He has a good engine on him, so a really high work rate, and he's quite an intelligent player from what I gather. From what I remember seeing him, I thought he was as well. I thought he was quite a clever footballer. And at the age of just 20, there's plenty of room for him to grow, and that's the kind of model that Celtic have been renowned for. But this guy has a bit of quality in him. Instead of going and spending 1 million or 2 million on players that we haven't really got a clue on, this guy's come through a really quality academy, and we've seen him if you've watched Liverpool when he did make his games, you've seen him and he looked a good player. So plenty of room for him to grow still though. But let's not ignore the fact that it's a £6 million price tag. For Celtic, that is a lot of money. That is a lot of cash. And if he does sign, he will come with that hanging over his head, and that's a pity for these guys, because they do end up with it hanging over their head, and Celtic fans judge them on how much they cost when they shouldn't. It should just be how they're contributing. But it's serious money for us, £6 million, especially in January. You know, January's meant to be one of the toughest months to go and get players, and here we are looking to bring Bobby Clark in for £6 million. I know he was mentioned with Celtic a while back, and it didn't quite come off. I think it's before he went to RB Leipzig. But for this one, £6 million, it's a lot of money for a player he's still largely unproven at senior level. That's why for me, this one, it feels like a gamble, but a gamble I think is worth taking. I do. I think the guy's got pedigree, and to get somebody like that, and I know he's now in the Championship on loan, but to get somebody like that, I think for £6 million could be great business. We want quality in the football team, and I'm not talking about sell-on clauses and stuff anymore, because I don't want to talk about the money. I think it could be a good bit of business. You're spending £6 million bringing somebody in like that with the quality. So he's young, he's fearless, and he plays with a confidence, and that could really fit our midfield in short to long term. There's a bigger story behind that, I think, because let's be honest, our midfield is stacked, right? It's already bursting at the seams. We've got McGregor, we've got Hatate, we've got Nygren, Bernardo, McCowan, Engels. There's no shortage of options in there. There's no space in there. So the one thing that's surprising me is the fact that we're being linked with a midfielder. So if there's truth to this, if this is true, which I hope it is, I'm going to be honest, I hope it is, does it mean that we know somebody's wanting to leave? That's what's in my head. That's what I'm thinking, right? The one name that keeps popping to my mind is Hatate. We've seen how off the ball Hatate has been. We've seen it with Maeda. And before he came out and said that he'd asked to leave, people were already reading between the lines and seeing that he wanted to go. It's the same thing with Hatate. I would be willing to bet my bottom dollar that Hatate is off in January, and Bobby Clark comes in to replace him. I just hope we can get £6 million for Hatate. How much do you think Hatate's worth? Do you think we'll get 6? Do you think 10? I don't know. I don't know if he's done enough for clubs to actually want to come in and pay top dollar. Let me know what you think. But Hatate's name is the one that keeps popping up with rumours, and it wouldn't surprise me if he did move in January, if that's what this was all about. So there's still another angle here to that is really hard to ignore, and that's the timing. For Celtic to be looking at a major signing 2 months before the window even opens, that's unusual, right? It is very, very, very unusual. Normally we are tinkering and scripting and scraping with seconds to go to try and bring people in. But the question I want to ask here is, does it hint at a possible shift in the club's approach? Does it? What do you think? Could this board finally be waking up and deciding to do their business properly? I would love this answer to be yes. I know there's going to be a lot of sceptical people out there, right? Same with me. I would love for this to be the turning moment. I would love for the fan action to really have rubbed off in the board, Michael Nicholson and co, and for them to now actually say, right, okay, let's get our house in order. The fans are right. We don't need to let them know that they're right, but let's go and get things done. So maybe we're seeing that. Are we seeing a little bit of forward planning instead of the last minute nonsense that we normally do? I hope so. If it's true, it's well overdue. We know that, well overdue. And the fans would welcome it, even if the board don't say that it was due to the fan movement. I would welcome it. I would welcome this board actually getting their house in order and just going out and getting business done, proper business. So I'm optimistic on this one. But here's the thing, right? If it's really a change of policy, why have the club not said so? Is it because they don't want to admit that they've listened to the fans, which I'm all right with that as well. Just go and get the business done. But a wee bit of honesty would have been okay. Like the board could simply come out and say, like, we've made mistakes in the past. We're changing how we operate. Let's see how it goes. I would be delighted with that. Look, it's not groundbreaking news that the board have made a backside of things. They know it, right? They know it. We know it. And I think a wee bit of transparency would go a long way in rebuilding trust. We're not asking for the world to be changed. We're asking for our club to be run right. And this is the kind of thing that we want to see. It's the kind of thing that we've been crying out for. Okay, the timing of the story feels convenient to me as well, if I'm honest. It drops just before a few key meetings and moments of more fan unrest, as we're seeing with the semi-final. I'm not sure if the Green Brigade have decided to boycott these tickets as well, but we've seen it before, this kind of thing. Big names linked, big names floated, and then nothing happens. So I'm hoping, in fact, until we see something concrete, the scepticism for the fans is justified. If the deal does go through, though, if it does go through, it's a strong signal, I think. It would show the club as finally serious about strengthening early and back in the football department, which we haven't done. We're so far off having a solid football team right now. It's unbelievable. But it also raises another important question. If the move is sanctioned, who sanctioned it? Is another question for me. Is this a Brendan Rodgers signing? Or is this a Celtic board signing? Would be interesting if we get the boy signed. It would be interesting to find out what Brendan has to say about it. Because if it comes off, credit has to go to somebody. Because I think this will be a good signing. £6 million well spent on young talent. We'll find out whether lessons have been learned. We will, and whether the club's finally ready to match the ambition that we want and the ambition that they say they have with some action. For me, if Bobby Clark comes off, it's a risk, yes, but one that could absolutely pay off. He's a quality footballer. Kid's class. He's got nice pedigree, hungry. And if Celtic really are changing their approach, then this might be one of the first steps in putting things right, which would delight me, and I'm pretty sure it would delight every Celtic fan. We are all feeling a wee bit tender right now. We're feeling a wee bit down. Everything's a bit dark with Celtic right now, and that's rubbish. So listen, I'm going to get out of here. I've got the wee man's football training, blinking 8 to 9. Thursday night, cold, rainy, brilliant. So I'm going to go and get ready and take the wee man up to his football. But let me know your thoughts. Bobby Clark, is he the kind of signing we need? I know he's not in the position that we would be wanting. We would be looking for a right wing and a striker. Or do you think this is another paper story, a bluff? Either way, January is shaping up to be very, very interesting. Please, if you've not subscribed, click the button. Let's get it done. Let's help us get to 1888 and get requesting to be in the competition, and I'll give you a wee love heart and let you know that it's been done. Okay, lads. Hail.